Hi students, welcome back to our channel. Today it is our second class on cost and management accounting and financial management of CMA Inter Paper 10, syllabus 2016. So we have made our previous class also this week. So request you to watch the previous video before you come to this video. So we are covering all the problems in a flow, and then we will go back to the theories. Okay, so moving to the first problem guys for today. So this problem is illustration 4. We have covered 3 illustrations in our last video. So this problem is on make or buy decision. Let me switch on my, yeah. Okay, so let me read out the question. A mobile manufacturing company finds that while it costs 6.25 rupees each to make a component X, okay, X2370, the same is available in the market at 5.75 rupees. So we are making at 6.25, while the same item is available at 5.75 in the market with an assurance of continued supply. So this is just an additional feature. Okay, so that we are keeping both the choice under consideration in an equivalent way. If we are making it, is we are going to make it for ourselves. So the supply side, there is no issue. So here the supplier is confirming that, giving assurance that he will continuously supply at 5.75 rupees, which is lesser than our total making cost, which is a total making cost. The breakdown of the cost is given below. So 2.75 for direct materials, 1.75 for direct labor, other variables, depreciation and fixed. Everything put together, 6.25 is the accumulated cost, consolidated total cost per product, including the fixed and the variable component. So the question say asks, should you make or buy? So this is a little tricky questions. So on from outline, if you see 6.25 rupees is the making cost, 5.75 is the buying cost. Okay, let's buy. But since we are dealing with the marginal costing, so the decision making is little different. So here marginal cost. So what is marginal cost? It is the variable cost, that is the marginal cost. So there are three variable costs: direct materials, direct labor and other variables put together to 2.75 plus 1.75 plus zero point 0.5. Put together the total variable cost comes to 5 rupees. So we are buying at 5.75, which means the material cost, direct material cost will be 5.75. This item X2370 is purchased from outside. So everything will become a direct material cost. So direct material cost will become 5.75. So the total variable will be like 5.75. Against our variable is 5 rupees. So the decision making here is our marginal cost is lesser than the buying cost. Buying cost is 5.75 and our marginal cost is 5 rupees. So we will proceed for making it. This is the decision. It's a little bit tricky. Okay, so there is a second question. What would be your decision if the supplier offer the component at 4.85 each? In that case, our variable making cost is 5 rupees, while we can buy it for 4.85, which is less than our variable making cost or marginal cost. So we have to decide on buying it. Okay, so this is the decision for these two questions. Alternatively guys, you can also think that 5 rupees is the variable making cost in the case 1 and 5.75 is the purchase cost. Okay, so the company will focus on reducing the cost further. Okay, so direct labor, over the period of time labor will gain a lot of experience and they will start doing the work at limited time. So which means the per unit labor cost may go down. Other variable costs may also, company may do some optimization on other variable cost and company may take it down. Okay, so in the case B, you can also say that currently our variable making cost is 5 rupees while the supplier is offering at 4.85, and if our engineering team of the company comes with a proposal, I can do a cost reduction of 15 paise, then it becomes a break-even decision. So the finance department of a company will put back to the engineering team, the supplier is giving at 4.85. Why can't you make it at 4.885 or lower than that? Okay, so then engineering team will do some bottom-up analysis and breakdown analysis, and they find to cut the cost wherever it is possible in making, especially on the material side by through hard negotiations, or some variable cost side through varying to adopt some other making methods. So if they achieve that, we may also turn to make in the choice too, but currently our option our case B is having buy decision is better. Okay, so we will go to the next problem. So here the decision making is diversification of production. Let me read out the question. The following data are available in respect of product A manufactured by Pankaj Limited. So product A is already manufactured. The total sales from the product A is 2.5 lakhs. Direct material is 1 lakh. Direct wages 50,000 rupees. Variable overhead 25,000 and fixed overhead. So complete P&L of product A is given. The company now proposes to introduce a new product B so that the sales may be increased by 50,000 rupees. Okay, there will be no increase in fixed cost, and estimated variable cost for the product B is given below. So all these three are variable cost for the product B, which is given below. Direct material, direct wages. So they have given overhead. Actually, it is variable overhead because here they have clearly mentioned it is variable cost for the product B. So advise whether the product B will be profitable or not. Okay, so here what we have to do is we have to find the profit from product A, whether product A is profitable. Okay, so which means what we are doing is whether product A has taken all the fixed costs, okay, for the company. And there is also a statement that is said there is no increase in fixed cost if you are doing the product B. So after doing the product A, the company has some time. In the remaining time, they can do the product B also, and they can get a sales of 50,000 also. But provided if it is profitable, we can proceed for doing it. Okay, so profitable in the sense it should have a positive contribution. It should not deplete the contribution of product A, which has already given some contribution. Let's check that. Okay, so for calculating the profit from A, we have to first find the contribution. So contribution is nothing but the sales minus the total variable cost. So here the sales is given as 2.5 lakhs. Material cost is given, direct material, direct wages, variable overheads is also given. The total variable cost is reduced from sales to find the contribution as 75,000 rupees, and to find the total profit, contribution minus the fixed overheads of 50,000, that is also given in the question. So 75,000 minus 50,000 gives the 25,000 as the total contribution from A, which shows that when you are making product A, it gives back all your fixed costs. So all your fixed costs are recovered, and company is making a profit of 25,000. There is no fixed cost that is lying unrecovered in the P&L. So you have recovered all your variable cost, giving a positive contribution, and you have recovered all your fixed cost, giving a positive profit for the for the company. Next, we are going for analysis of the product B. So product B, to achieve a sales of 50,000 rupees, we have to spend a direct material cost of 24,000 and wages of 11,000 and variable overheads of 7,000 approx. Okay, so all this put together, the contribution of B is positive, which is a non-zero contribution from product B. Our all fixed costs are already recovered by product A itself. So which means your P&L profit is going to improve further with if you are going to make product B. So the decision is yes, we are going to proceed with making product B because it is adding to our profit. All our fixed cost has been already recovered. So whatever contribution our B is giving is going to increase our P&L profit. So we are going to making it. We are moving to the next problem. Illustration number 6. P Company Limited has an overall PV ratio of 60%. So PV is nothing but profit by volume ratio of 60%. If the variable cost of the product is 20 rupees, so variable cost is 20 rupees, what will be its selling price? So here it is fixation of selling price through this. So when you are planning some product, okay, so your engineering team or the technical team will have the complete details of the product. They call the complete bill of material, which means the complete database of material that is required, complete list of labor that is required, complete machineries that is required, everything. So there will be a technical cost estimating team who will work closely with the technical team or engineering team to derive the cost of the product. So they have derived the variable cost of the product is 20 rupees. And now the PV ratio, which is determined by the market, which is profit volume ratio, is 60%. Usually marketing team of a company will be responsible for finding this ratio and defining this ratio. So now you have the PV ratio, now you have the variable cost from your technical team. Let's find the selling price. So profit volume ratio is given. So here the profit means contribution, because we are dealing with the marginal costing. So what is marginal cost? Marginal cost is the total variable cost which is given in the question, 20 rupees. Okay, and PV ratio is nothing but the contribution divided by volume. So volume is nothing but the sales, volume is nothing but the sales quantity, your sales volume. Okay, so contribution divided by sales. And you can also say the contribution as total sales minus variable cost is going to be the contribution. So sales minus variable cost divided by sales is the PV ratio formula. Alternatively, you can also choose to write the formula in a different way. PV ratio is equal to, so if you just bifurcate this using the small basic math, sales divided by sales minus variable cost divided by sales. So sales divided by sales will become 1. So 1 minus variable cost divided by sales is also an alternative formula for PV ratio. Now PV ratio is given in the question as 60%. 1 minus 20 rupees is given as variable cost divided by sales. So now you can just take this to the other side and bring 60% to this side. 1 is nothing but 100%. So 20 divided by sales becomes 40%, and sales is 20 divided by 40%, which is nothing but 50 numbers. So this shows, sorry, I am wrong, this is 50 rupees. Okay, so 50 rupees will be the selling price for an item with a variable cost of 20 rupees and PV ratio of 60%. Let's move to the next problem. This is illustration number 7. So decision making on export market versus home market. So many companies do this kind of decision making, whether a particular product which they are supplying for the home market, and if they are getting a receiving an order for export market, whether to go ahead or not. Okay, because export involves a lot of other costs. Okay, and you all know that after this COVID, shipping the containers overseas through ship or through air mode has become a very costly thing to do. Okay, because there is a shortage of containers, there is a diesel cost that is going up, so there are transportation cost is huge. So whether it is profitable or not, so we have to do the decision making. Okay, so maybe those things we may not be applying for this problem, but let's read out this problem. Indo-US company, so it's an Indian American company, has a which means they have a production unit there also, and in US also, maybe in some other country also. So but the majority of the work is consolidated in India and US, has a capacity to produce 5,000 articles, but actually produced only 2,000 articles. So which means the 3,000 articles capacity is lying underutilized. Materials 40,000 rupees. So which means that for 2,000 articles that is produced, the following is the cost. For making this 2,000 articles, they have spent 40,000 on materials, 36,000 on the wages, and when you go to the factory overheads, they have bifurcated themselves into fixed and variable. Fixed for 12,000 rupees and variable of 20,000 rupees. Administration, so which means there will be some administration staff. For example, if you guys complete your CMA and join the finance department, you will also, your cost or your CTC will also be an administration overhead, so which is 18,000 rupees. Selling and distribution overhead is also divided into fixed and variable, so fixed of 10,000 and variable of 16,000 rupees. So consolidated into 1,52,000 rupees for making this 2,000 articles. The home market can consume only 2,000 articles, which is already produced. So actually produce 2,000. So home market can consume 2,000 articles at a selling price of 80 rupees per article. An additional order for the supply of 3,000 articles is received from a foreign customer at 65 rupees per article. Should this order be accepted or not? So at a plain level, when you see this kind of question, you may see, okay, a guy, we are buying at domestic market in India, we are buying at 80 rupees. So why should we sell to a foreign country? Okay, maybe that is maybe a US because it's a Indo-US company. So why should we sell at 65 rupees, which is lower than our domestic? Because there will be a lot of transportation cost, and there will be cost for importing the goods for your foreign customer, and taking the goods to his premises, and he has to spend cost if we want to do some work on it, and to make it marketable, and he has to add his margin on it, and he has to sell, he has to buy pay his electricity, he has to pay for his rent space, for his commercial space. So all those are put together. So here, while pricing for the foreign market, we have to be much more competitive than the domestic. Okay, we may end up for many items like that, but some items may be very unique, so we may end up pricing it more than the domestic also. Okay, so should this order be accepted or not? Okay, let's dive into this decision making. Okay, so let's make a P&L for the 2000 units for domestic market. It's not a big job because it is already given here. Next, the contribution, let's find the contribution for the 2000 articles. So 2000 articles in the domestic market you are selling for 80 rupees. So that is going to be your sales minus material cost of 40,000 that is given, wages of 36,000 that is given, variable factory overheads of 20,000 that is given, and variable sales and distribution of 16,000 that is also given. So contribution is complete. Complete variable cost should be reduced from the sales. That's why we have reduced even the selling and distribution overhead, from variable selling and distribution overhead also. So putting together, the total contribution comes to 48,000. And is there any profit? So let's see, the contribution of 48,000 reduced by factory overhead of 12,000, administration overhead of 18,000, and fixed selling and distribution overhead of 10,000. So 12,000, 18,000, it's 30,000 plus 10,000, 40,000. So 48,000 minus 40,000 comes to 8,000 of profit. So which means we have taken all our fixed costs, and we are left out with the P&L is having a positive balance of 8,000 for the current year. Okay, that's great to know. So what will be your decision? So our decision will be uh, to go ahead with this, because we have already taken all our fixed costs. So now we can go ahead to send this article to the foreign customer, and we have got the order, and we can accept this order of 3000 articles at 65 rupees per article. Alternatively, we may also prove this, okay, which is we can find the variable cost per unit, and if the variable cost per unit is lesser than this 65, then we are making some positive contribution, and we can go ahead with it. We can be much more confident if we are making this alternative method also. So what is the cost of making this article? So for 2000 articles, 40,000 of material, 36,000 of wages, 20,000 of factory overheads variable, and 16,000 of variable selling and distribution overheads. So putting together divided by 2000 gives you 56 rupees as the variable cost per unit. That's great. And export order you have got for the price of 65 rupees. So which means export order price is higher than your variable cost per unit, which means the contribution is going to be 65 minus 56. So 9 rupees per unit you are going to make money, and you have already taken all your fixed cost, and your P&L is already having positive. So if you are going to make this 3000 sales, your P&L profit is going to increase. So 3000 multiplied by 9 rupees per unit. Okay, so your P&L profit is going to increase. So it's the decision is go. Yes, go for making this 3000 for that foreign customer. So yes guys, so I have completed my agenda for the day. Okay, so we will meet shortly for the further illustration. Do share this video with your friends who will benefit from this. Thank you guys.